People like a man that's going to work, do his job, and get results. I don't care what you do after.
Consistent.
Do your work, do your job, get results. Do whatever you want to do after. When it's time to work, come back to work.
Consistently.
Yeah, man. So today, I'm going to let the man introduce himself. You know, radio, TV, shows, hardworking father, husband, brother, cousin, neighbor. Please tell the people, man.
Listen,
talk to the people. He's a better host than me. I'm practicing all these things. You understand?
Listen, I've come to join my brother here. This is a food junkie special. Hey, please, can you help me keep this food junkie piece? Because I'm going to have to eat this seriously. I can't be eating it on camera. That's my jollof and jerk and a little bit of a, coleslaw on the side. But, some people call me, my name is Adesope Olajide. Some people call me Shopsidu. Other people call me the Energy God.
Yes.
I'm a radio and TV broadcaster, podcaster, and most importantly, African popular culture enthusiast. That's what I am.
Thank you for coming down, brother. Man, I've known you a long time, man. And to see the progress has been fantastic.
Appreciate it.
I will first go onto your Instagram.
Yes.
Bro, I don't need no news. If I want to know about Afrobeat, I'll go on your page. I know, recently, today, I already know Soulja Boy is threatening whiskey from you. Bro, because there's no one that does that. No one, and you don't just give UK, you're going to tell me about Poland, you're telling me about Nigeria, Ghana, Africa. Please, can I ask you a question? Where your sources coming from, bro? You got some people because you got solid messages, bro.
And that's the reason why what I do is completely different. I'm not like a blogger or whatever. I'm a fan of every culture. I'm a fan of hip hop. I'm a fan of, grime and black British culture. I'm a fan of Afrobeats. So I believe as a fan that whatever it is that I'm going to share, there are people that want to know too.
Yeah.
So, and as a fan of Afrobeats, the first thing I want to do is find the best way to project us in the best light. Even this beef you're talking about, I've known about that story since yesterday. People have tagged me, they've taken me into blogs, but I really wanted to look at the best angle to share it.
Yeah.
And first angle was, yes, Soulja Boy isn't happy about the fact that Wizkid is headlining Rolling Loud.
Yeah, which is
in Germany, which is a predominantly hip-hop genre.
Thingy, yeah.
And then he's gone further to make threats and credible threats at Wizkid physically and threatening his life. So when I shared the news, I'm like, this is what happened. Wizkid was announced as a co-headliner for Rolling Loud. And this man has gone on to make threats at his life because of that. And now I've shared my points to say, number one, the threats have to be taken credibly.
Yeah, they have to.
Number two, Rolling Loud have to look at their organization. Is this the type of threat that they would like to be associated with? Yeah. As an artist in making those threats based on the event that they're putting together. And then number three, I've had to look at our fan bases, that even though we're celebrating Wizkid being a co-headliner of Rolling Loud, should we have gone? Because what's happened is, it looked like whilst Wizkid was announced as the headliner and Soulja Boy, as one of the supporting acts before Wizkid, some of the fans have gone on to wake Soulja Boy up and say, you were threatening Wizkid far back in 2010.
Yeah, the fans always causing beef. So the fans
have gone and said, listen, so you see yourself now, that boy that you were threatening 10 years ago has now become your boss in your own genre.
Yeah,
so
and that's obviously wound him up.
And
Soulja Boy doesn't have to keep quiet. He's threatening everybody. So to him, he's like, what, that guy? Who's that guy? I've threatened big American artists and they've done nothing. So Wizkid is like, but when did you start? What year did you say, you know what, I want to get off my seat and head forward in all of this?
To be honest with you.
And what was the first step? Was it first radio?
Yes. For me, it was always radio. And I think...
So what year was that?
It was 2002.
So you're looking at 11 years.
That's like
2002 is 20 years,
20
Jesus.
Years. It's 20 years. It's 20 years.
I'm getting older, Jesus.
It's 20 years. Minimum 20 years. And again, there are certain stories that I've decided that this year I want to make sure that we add this narrative to our stories, because we haven't, because of a variety of things, the hurt, our pride. And one of those stories is the Black British story, the urban story here in the UK, which is that people started from pirate radio.
Yeah.
Pirate radio became successful because of grime. The likes of Wiley, Chip, Skepta, Lethal Bizzle.
This man knows his stuff, bruv.
These are the guys
That's what we grew up on, bruv.
That's where I got inspired from. The first thing I listened to, I was driving in East London, and I told this story to Skepta himself, and on pirate radio in East London, and they were having an interview with Skepta, and they asked him like he should name 5 songs and tell us why they're important to his life. So he's played some of these grime records and stuff, and then the last record he chose was what pricked my ear. I was around West Ham and I heard him say, this song is called Sweet Mother. And my mother plays it in my house. And when I'm listening to a grime artist that all of a sudden shares his African pride, that this is a song we listen to, because I'm, half Igbo, I'm Nigerian, I'm half Igbo, I'm Yoruba, and my mother listens to this. And I'm like, wow, you can imagine how proud I was. Like, wow.
That's still a big hit right now, bruv.
That this brother is talking about his Africanness on pirate radio.
Yeah, so he's proud. So when you see him now, it makes sense.
Always
with all that
been.
Stuff he's doing. Yeah.
Skepta, for me, is one of the reasons why even some of us became a little bit more confident in our skin. Because he was, someone would say a black British brother doing his grime thing, but his African pride has always been right by his chest. And when I listened to that, I was driving. I just come from a meeting with my friends saying, how are we going to get on this pirate radio thing? And then I heard something like that. I'm like, this is a sign.
There's a sign in it. There's a sign for you to push forward.
So we got a pirate radio in Peckham at the time called M-Power, Nigerian Power. And we're just playing Nigerian music in Peckham, in the heat, in some warehouse. Not knowing who's listening.
My mom always says it, they own your business. That's what she always says to me. It's never the start,
That's
never the start.
The start is really just for you to get motivated.
It molds you into where you want, who you want to become for that journey.
Absolutely.
And you have to last long. So you went from pirate radio.
Pirate radio, and then moving from that, we got on to the first officially licensed African radio station in the UK called Voice of Africa Radio.
I remember Voice of Africa,
2006 and 7. And once I got on that, playing Afrobeats as well, and from there, online powers came. So YouTube started to grow. SBTV, shout outs to SBTV. That's what I was watching.
R.I.P. Jamal, man.
Absolutely. So we were watching SBTV, F64, all that stuff. And my friend that we were on Voice of Africa Radio together decided to create a platform called Factory 78.
I know Factory 78. Yeah. I know Factory 78.
He was directly mirroring SBTV and what Jamal was doing. And he thought we needed to create a platform for African artists and African entertainers to do the same thing that SBTV were doing. And that's where I went from that radio and now became
I remember that. That's where the platform grew more because social media took it.
Absolutely.
It took it, yeah.
And that was where the opening was. That's where we started to look at Two-Face, the band, and then all of a sudden there were a lot of hype around these young kids that were coming into the game, particularly one that the door was opening for by the name Wizkid.
Wizkid, yeah, man.
And
Star boy.
And that was it. Boy. So Factory 78, after my initial stints on Pirate Radio and then getting on Voice of Africa Radio, Factory 78 for a good 4 or 5 years was the platform that we focused on.
So that's where you learnt the most.
Whilst I was there, then I got the opportunity to be on Vox Africa TV to present.
Yes, I remember that as well, yeah.
But all that was still going on alongside Factory 78 and because of Factory 78. So shout outs to DJ Larry. So
yeah,
for
Larry, man, DJ, very quiet guy.
Quiet guy. And those times, it wasn't money, just as I was saying before the cameras came on.
Yeah.
It was more pride in the culture. So we felt, a lot of people probably have said it, but really haven't said it this well, in the sense that as an African community, we felt outside of the black story in the UK.
Yeah.
It looked like they gave us a feeling that we were bottom of the barrel. What was happening with grime and the black British experience was above us.
Was above us.
And the doors weren't open to us.
Yeah, it took a while. Yeah. I remember the band was the one that did, when he charted.
Went on ITV News, he went to the secondary school or primary school.
That's where it was big. That's when everyone was like, okay, how far now? What's up with these guys? Are these guys coming through?
With Kanye West. you know.
He did a lot, and then you started seeing more people, and also you heard a lot more, because back in the day it was like, Africans used to even say they were Caribbean.
They're Jamaicans.
Then you started seeing Africans repping like, yo, listen, homo, we have to delete that one. we got to push forward, because if we don't push forward, it's not going to become.
Absolutely.
So you went from there, Vox, onto where?
Vox Africa, and I went on Bang Radio.
Yeah.
It was Bang Radio at the time. You know, that was another kind of, it was like a community radio, and of course official radio up in North London, housed in, playing a lot of black music, hip hop, R&B, grime, all of that. And then they gave us an opportunity to play Afrobeats.
Yeah.
So on Bang Radio, which eventually became the Beat 103.6
Beat 103,
FM.
yeah, shout out Beat FM, man.
Shout out to Beat FM.
I've been on there,
That was now the radio that I spent a lot of time on. I was on Bang and Beat for a total of 10 years.
That's why I knew you could dance.
Exactly.
There was some BFM, I knew you could dance. I'd be like, and you know what? He would be done. Every artist that came in, he knows their moves. I think, this guy's a big guy, but this guy can't move. Or this guy's he's really dancing. And the thing is, you could tell you're a fan of music.
Facts.
By just watching you, like, and it was all like, you know what? It's good, because the BFM era was like the most prominent era. Like, you know what? Every time you listen,
Everybody
and you had to get them artists in. So everyone else coming in, they were checking in.
Facts.
It's like the way they check in. They were checking in and say, yo, let's go and check into his show.
Yeah.
So then it came about from BFM.
Yeah.
What was next?
So whilst Beat FM was going on, just as he said, I like dancing. I've always loved dancing growing up, like hip hop, dance, all those things. We've always been onto it. But of course, Afrobeats, it was just like a subconscious way of promoting the music.
Yeah.
So when I'm playing the music and I'm feeling great in the studio, I'm dancing, having fun, people record small clips and then I'll post it online. And then the entertainers were also happy that thinking like, people that we're looking up to are actually enjoying our music and sharing it with the rest of the world.
That's where the love comes on. That's what makes them want to do more.
It's natural.
It's for the fans.
It's for the fans.
Yeah.
It's for the artists as well. Like, a couple weeks ago, I was somewhere and I was listening to music by this artist called Shantizo.
Yeah, I know Shantizo. Shantizo.
This
beat again.
Exactly. And I was like, I just got into a moment where it was nostalgia. And I listened to the entire music on his hit album at the time.
The old school, yeah.
The Journey.
Dun, 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 in the eye.
Exactly.
Surely. Yeah,
And
can you see me, so? It's music, bro. Because we used to be in the clubs a lot. And it's like every music, you could tell the ones that people like, I want. DJ, reload, take £20, play that song 2 more times. DJs love, a lot of DJs owe me money. Can't give back my money.
And the thing is, when I recorded clips of me just enjoying the music and posted it and said, where's Shantizo? And a lot of people commented. I was like, oh, I love this song. Da, da, da. What I do subconsciously with moments like that is also to send a message to the artist that we love your music. We love what you're doing. We'd like for you to keep doing it.
Yeah.
It's not about the money. It was never about that. And that was what I was doing in the studio by dancing to the music.
Yeah.
Whilst I was doing that, I met a young brother of yours by the name Smade.
Yeah, me and him go out, sit down and have a conversation.
Exactly.
You gotta call that brother Smade.
You gotta
I gotta
bring
talk
him
to him,
in.
cause you gotta post this part, Smade. You gotta come sit down, bruv. Got a reason, cause I got certain men that wanna talk to you, bruv. I see you're getting around, but there's a certain table you need to sit on, but I gotta tell you, fam, you're my boy, innit?
Listen, Smade,
I see you. Yeah, I see you're cool. Alhamdulillah. We've seen each other, but we need to talk, bruv. Come and talk to me, bruv.
He's gonna have no choice but to come sit down with you.
Yeah, we gotta talk, bruv. We gotta talk. Got some get backs, some texts that have not been run. Cause I see what's going on, innit? But I told him, I said, bruv, you see when someone starts something with you, you can't cut them out. You always feel guilty. You need to come back and person we did there when it was hard.
Do you know the funny thing about what you're saying? I just said it to somebody in the car, and he listened to me, and I said to my friend that people that start situations with you at a time when there was nothing to believe.
Yeah.
And what they're taking on is just your belief.
Yeah.
and they're running with that.
I'm cool. I don't need nothing.
Yeah.
Then you say something, I'm like, cool. I'll go with what you're saying.
I'll go with what we're saying.
Because it seems like you want to do it. If you want to do it, I'll go with it. So if we go with it and it works, we're gonna keep going with it. Because why? Because it's the beginning. That's the foundation. Without the foundation, you can't have the high rise. So the building that's rising, we had the foundation. We had the builders.
And apart from that, I use an example. Just as for the drink purposes, the energy goes.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that.
We're gonna get into that. Hip hop. When you look at hip hop and you look at people like Jay-Z,
yeah,
you look at Rock Nation. Jay-Z, Rock Nation is 100% the same people he's been with, apart from Dame Dash.
Yeah, just James Dash, because that's when they had the argument when he became the president, innit? He said, boy, I'm gonna be the president, you're gonna have to keep your mad self over there.
Everybody else around him, Tata, all of these people were the same names he was screaming.
Even Bleak, that's not rapping is good. Bleak is good.
He's still around.
He's not rapping, but remember, Bleak, you're good. Bleak, you got whatever, because that's the thing, like, you don't need to have it. You have access to it.
Bleak is
that's as good as having it.
If
I have 100 watches, I'm not gonna wear 100 watches. Take the one you want. I have a car. Take the car you want. Take the house you want. I can't enjoy everything. I can enjoy the one I'm enjoying. You can enjoy that one and keep loyal. Stay loyal.
A lot of people don't think, where's Memphis Bleak, man? What's going on? Bleak is still one of the reasons why Rock Nation and other major record labels are signing the major artists right now. He's the one that's bringing the artists to the table. Yeah. Because he's still in touch with the streets and he's got the access to the big dogs, Jay-Z's. And so he's
You want Jay-Z? Come
with me.
We'll check out your CV, see if it works, pass you through. They'll sign you, cut me my check. Jay! Yeah, cool. Jay!
Make it happen. So that's basically it. I met him, he started to do shows. We sat together, he said he wanted to do concerts. I said, listen, man, I believe in you. Yeah. So I'm gonna ride with you.
I remember when he was with Cocoa Bar.
He was selling tickets for
he was selling tickets for Cocoa Bar. Shout out Roppo, man. Roppo's my guy. Yeah. They bring me on loads of events. Shout out Roppo, man. Yeah. And Remu. Yeah, Remu as well. So Remu's a good guy. Remu's a good. See me, I'll tell you, good guys.
Remu's a good guy.
Those people that don't forget when they buy Ace for your club, give me back my money. Come on, give me back my money. Guy. Yeah, and he's doing a lot. He works. He's Bernard's tour, innit? Bro, he's Bernard's tour guy.
I mentioned him being a quiet guy because of the fact that the amount of things he's involved in.
Yeah, he doesn't.
He's making happen. You would not.
You wouldn't know. Yeah,
that that's him.
No, I realized because there was one time I saw Remu. And he's like, Burna Boy made me delete that tweet. I said, huh?
Yeah.
I said, no, what? You're the guy that he said, yeah, I wrote it. Burna told me, don't delete my tweets.
That's
but it's because you're gonna put in work. People like a man that's gonna work, do his job, and get results. I don't care what you do after.
Consistent.
Do your work, do your job, get results. Do whatever you want to do after. When it's time to work, come back to work.
Consistently.
Yeah. So that's when. So from there, it went on to. I remember started doing the local shows.
So we were doing shows. We were doing Whiskey, Davido. Davido was the first event that Smade ever did by himself. Yeah. So that's when we came together. So he started to do the concerts. So we're doing Olamide, Lil Cash. We're doing those things for years. Mind you, I was helping with media relations and just using myself as an influencer to help promote the shows and make it happen and do those things. I was never hosting those live concerts.
Yeah, you weren't.
I was hosting other things.
Yeah.
I was hosting live conferences, obviously at the radio station, TV station, but not like doing the stage stuff. I just never did it. And then, fast forward, one of those shows, Toba, came to me and he said he wanted. That's another guy. Bad guy, Toba. Shout out my brother.
Well, do you know how long I've known that guy? Toba don't even want me to tell you how long I've known him. I've known Toba from when I was I've known Toba 20 years ago when he used to live in South. Before he was bad guy. I've known him for so long. Before Bob, I remember when they gave him back. I said, Toba, when the people used to say bad guy, when I said, are you the one to call bad guy? I said, oh my God, D-Log got mad, but he started living it and he's become bad guy Toba, bro.
Let me tell you something about Toba as well. Toba, when you ask people, a variety of people, that guy's a bad guy, that guy's this, that guy's this. But he has never, for once, treated me bad.
No, Toba's cool. Toba is cool.
So when I speak,
Toba will just take Toba's one is just I'll take money from anybody to do my show.
Toba is crazy.
Yeah, he's a lunatic. He's a lunatic. Like Toba, because I know Toba from his son.
Yeah.
The son he has,
Yeah.
the mother of the
Yeah.
son is my bedroom. I like basically I know the person that introduced them, so she's like my sister.
Yeah.
So I know him from
Time.
there. Yeah, Toba is not alright in the head, bro.
That's my bro. So he wanted to do a show, Run Town. He came to me. He said, please, get me this artist. Run Town's like my brother. I called him up and I said,
Because your phone book was obviously
crazy. Open.
Yeah.
And I called Run Town. I said, let's do it, my brother. He'll do the show. We'll make it happen. And once he signed the deal with Toba couldn't believe it. So he came back to me and said, it's done. I'm going to pay you to host that show.
Innit? But look at the beginning.
And that was it. So I hosted that show. And from then, it just
Yeah, everyone saw that you can do the job.
value
Yeah.
that I could bring to the table was beyond just the influence in marketing, media relations. I also had the tools to keep an audience in an Afrobeats or whatever concert engaged for as long as they needed.
Afro Nation.
Yep. Shout out
2019.
to-
Was that the biggest you've
Yes.
done?
Yes.
Till before then.
Before then,
But you did it like you've done it before. 'Cause